Hello and welcome to everyone. Today our guest is MMA fighter Elise Reed. Elise, thank you so much for accepting the invitation.
Of
What can you
course.
say in general about yourself, your achievements?
So I have obviously been doing martial arts for a little bit, and recently I got the CFFC strawweight title in August, and just defended it about a week ago, 5 days ago or so. I own a martial arts school, so martial arts has been a part of my daily life since I can remember, and yeah, that's what I do now full time. So very fortunate to be able to have the opportunity to not only teach but also train in martial arts.
That's outstanding. Which was your first martial art? Was it MMA or you kicked off with something else?
I kicked off with something else. So I teach Taekwondo. So I'm a third degree black belt in Taekwondo, and that's what I started with. And then I went into kickboxing, and then my sophomore year in college, I had my first amateur MMA fight, and that's what kind of gave me the bug to continue.
In Taekwondo, I assume your favorite strike is some kind of a kick, right?
Yes, Taekwondo is really known for their kicks. I'm a shorter fighter though, so even as a kid growing up with Taekwondo, I'd have to close the distance and go inside. So I am really good with my hands as well. Um, but I have been searching for a solid kick knockout. So you can see I'm working them in every time I fight. I'm adding some more. So.
Yeah, I've seen. Because I'm also black belt in Taekwondo, that's why I'm asking you. And pretty much Taekwondo is really, really good when it comes to kicks, but in MMA fight, it's kind of bit harder to use it.
It is, it is. I mean, this last fight, she did a really good job catching him. My coach was saying that a spin sidekick was there, and I wish I would have thrown the spin sidekick, but I'll work him in. You'll see some more kicks for sure.
What is the best way to defend catching kicks? I mean, when your leg is caught, you don't have many options, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, spin sidekicks are pretty hard to catch. Round kicks, front kicks are fairly easy. I mean, I like to think the way to ensure that they hit and they don't get caught is you just hit them harder. So I just throw them as hard as I can and aim. Not necessarily to put myself in an opportunity where they can get caught, but they're fast enough. It's really hard to catch.
Yeah, but for example, head kicks are very hard to catch.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're normally blocked. That is correct. I haven't had somebody catch a head kick before.
Yeah. Do you have a nickname?
Not right now. Not a fighting nickname. I have a name from high school, or excuse me, from college that was a teammate nickname, and that was Rufus. So my college teammates call me Rufus, but I haven't necessarily gotten myself a fighting nickname quite yet.
So your fighting style is like fighting out of long range, or you're comfortable everywhere?
Would like to say I'm comfortable everywhere right now with the people that I'm being put up against. That a lot of them are going to try to close the distance and come inside to take me down. So I'd say I'd like to stay out of danger more than anything. But if anybody wants to go in and scrap and getting close, I'm more than happy to be at striking range and be comfortable there as well.
About coaches and sparring partners, you said you have your own school, but you probably have sparring partners. So
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I go between Kickside Martial Arts, obviously my school, and Carnicella MMA, and so we use training partners from either school. Obviously, with COVID and the stipulations here, we have to make sure that they are staying as close as possible and not necessarily exposing themselves or me to anything that's unnecessary. But no, we move around to make sure that the training partners match the style and the height of our opponent.
yeah, I understand it. So right now, about the first amateur fight, how was it? How did you feel heading into first amateur one?
First amateur fight was amazing. It was in Virginia, and it was all of 15 seconds. So I couldn't quite remember it as well, but I was hitting her and I couldn't get enough, and so it kind of just gave me the bug, and then from there we did I think 8 more amateur fights, and then I turned pro. But that first fight was pretty cool. That was a good time.
So you spent a lot of time fighting like amateur, and you didn't enter immediately into the professional world.
Right, right. No, I had decently long amateur career. Part of it was I was in college. I was at VMI. Second part of it, I was mobilized overseas with the military, so that took 9 months off. But we never wanted to rush. We wanted to make sure that we had quality opponents both at amateur, so that when it came time to turn pro and those records counted a little bit more, that we were ready to go. So no, I wasn't in any rush. I was enjoying racking up some titles as an amateur.
Did you have the toughest amateur opponent?
You asked me which one was it? I would say the last one, Samantha Sepp, was a really good atomweight. She was a purple belt, or is a purple belt, and I think she had a 4-2 or a decent amateur career, and so that was probably the toughest, just because she had a lot of ground game. But I did really well with that with the second round finish, so I can't necessarily complain. But she was probably the most technically challenging that I had to face as an amateur.
About first professional fight, you got a chance with a very big promotion, and you secured the win.
Yeah, Bellator. Yeah, no, that was something we were really fortunate with. We had conversations with them in early June. In June, they were trying to get us on a promotion at Mohegan Sun, and then in October or September, we were told that we had an opponent, and so no, I took advantage of that opportunity and got a first round TKO. So no, I can't. That was a good time. Definitely a lot of fun.
How's the feel to fight in Bellator for your professional debut?
It was good. I mean, obviously, it's a promotion that everybody has sought to go after, that in UFC, and so to be able to get in there and take it all in was a huge thing, especially being the pro debut. So I was kind of just letting it all come in as that fight was going on, but hoping to get back to there or UFC at some point. But yeah, no, Bellator is a good promotion for sure.
How did you continue your career? You inked another promotion. How were your fights in another promotion? How was the difference between Bellator and your current promotion?
Yeah, so Cage Fury is a regional promotion. I got really fortunate with a title fight at my second fight, and the girl was obviously Jasmine Vicious, and she was 5'7". The promotion itself, with COVID and the restrictions, was really professional. They took care of us. They made sure that all the fighters were safe. I don't think anybody had any incidences. I'd say the biggest difference was probably no audience to audience. But in terms of the production value and everything else, it was really similar to how it was at Bellator. Obviously not as big of an arena, but that was also given the COVID restrictions. So, no, very happy with CFFC.
Did you have a hard time against Joseph?
We knew going into that fight that was going to be a tough one because of her reach, because of how tall she was or is. So we knew that there was probably going to be some damage that I was taking as I was going through that fight. Did anything surprise me? Not necessarily. I mean, she pushed forward a little bit more than I expected. Normally using a reach, people tend to sit back and use their jab a little bit more, but no, I definitely had the most damage at that fight, but nothing surprised me. Nothing crazy happened that I wasn't necessarily expecting. I was just able to overcome it and play my game plan a little bit better than she did hers.
And the next fight, how are you pleased with the next one?
Yeah, Jillian. So obviously I didn't take very much damage, so I can't complain there. I look the same going in as I was coming out, so very fortunate. I'm already training back. I've been working out and doing runs. So with hers, I thought she was going to press a little bit more because she was shorter and she wanted to take me down. But again, we adjusted as needed, and never was really any crazy danger. So I've been very fortunate with that. And then again, analytics were on point. We just did our game plan a little bit better than she did hers. That's all I can say there.
What do you think, one kind of question, does female competitor need more time to recover from a 3 or 5 round war compared to male competitor? I mean, I'm asking because of Joanna versus Vela. You watched that fight, and Joanna get back to training pretty much quickly.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not necessarily, I'm not a guy, so I can't necessarily tell you exactly the difference. I know that the weight cut can probably be a little bit more just because of body fat difference between a guy and a girl. But no, I'm ready to go back. I don't think unless you take a lot of damage, I don't think there's any reason for them not to be able to get back the same as a guy or as a male MMA fighter. I think it just really depends on how injured you get during that fight that decides or determines when you can come back.
It really depends on the fighter, right?
Yeah. I mean, the last fight for me with Jasmine, I partially tore a ligament in my foot, so that took 5-6 weeks for that to heal, and then I got to training. So right now, I don't have any injuries, which means I'm already back, running and going to the gym and kind of getting myself, back in the swing of things.
How's one day of your life looking like?
Ooh, well, right now I have off a little bit. I'm giving myself a week off to relax, but normally it's about an hour of training in the morning, around 7-8. Then I shower, obviously, have breakfast. Then I'll go train a little bit more about 3 o'clock, 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, do some MMA. And then from 4 o'clock on, I'm teaching classes till about 9. And then I come back home, eat, and that's about it. So it's either training or teaching, and that's the primary focus that I have normally throughout the day, throughout the week.
Okay, at least you work, at least the days. Well, we can say fun, right?
Oh yeah. No, absolutely. I enjoy every bit of it. I'm very, very fortunate to have this job of mine.
What are your plans for the future? Do you plan to stay in the same promotion or do you plan to advance forward?
Well, so the promotion CFFC is obviously one of the top ranked regionally in the country in the United States. So I plan on staying there and defending my title. However, they do a really good job of bringing people into the bigger organizations like UFC and Bellator. So the plan is to use CFFC and promote them while I'm there as their champion, but also look up to Bellator or UFC.
Well, many people come from CFFC as a very, very tough guys. So I had interviews with many CFFC guys, and many guys were like surprised how can people come so tough from this promotion. So
Yeah, no, I've been very fortunate. There's a long lineage of fighters that have come from CFFC and done really well in the UFC and Bellator. So I'm hoping to join them eventually after enough defenses and kind of performance here at CFFC.
it would be great. I mean, you already tasted Bellator, so I assume the next step should be UFC, right?
Well, we'll see. I'm not gonna be pushing or prodding, but no, I think that's at least in the next 12 months. That's the goal, is to make that jump if needed.
Would you like to greet someone or to mention something that we didn't mention, or maybe to give a shout out to somebody?
Sure. Shout out to John Canabay, my coach, Paul Carnicella, friends and family. I mean, they wouldn't. I wouldn't be here without them and their support. So the coaches and the teams are what makes fighters like me successful.
Thank you so much for this. I will post it tomorrow. Okay, I will
Okay.
send you video.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Elise. Have a great day.
Thank you too.